So this is a special video today in that it's a user request. I had a message come in from John. Hi John, if you're watching this, asking about OpenAI. So if you don't know already, OpenAI is the system that powers all of the other platforms that we've looked at so far. So if you sign up for Jasper AI or AnyWord or WriteSonic, or in fact almost any of these AI writer systems, at the back end, they're all using the same system. So each one has value. I'm not saying that the different ones don't have value, because they do. They layer on a user interface that makes it very easy to use. They layer on their own templates that gives us a sort of output that we're going to want. I'll show you some templates in a sec. And some of them train the models as well for better output. So there's value there, but behind the scenes, they're all using the same API. Now you can work directly with that API. And it's a lot easier to do that than many people will think. So I'm going to show you exactly how easy. So go to openai.com. If you go over to here to the API, you can log in or sign up to create an account. I've already signed up, and I've been using this for a little while. If you sign up, you get $18 of free credit. So do sign up. It takes a minute. Have a play. I'll log in and I'll show you what you get once you've done exactly that. I've linked mine to a Google account, so I'm going to quickly just log into that. There we go. Welcome. So there's lots of tutorials and stuff, but I'm going to show you how easy it is. We're going to go to examples. There's a whole stack of examples here, and what you can do to any of these is click on them. It will give you lots of information and examples, or you can see them in action by clicking Open in Playground. So in this case, they've gone the CSS code for a couple of, and there's lots of examples, and they'll show you how to do that, and you can view the code that if you were using an application. But I'm going to show you how to play with this with no coding experience. So we're just going to go to Playground. Got a blank screen. So the way GPT-3, the model that powers all of this, works is it predicts how likely certain text is to follow in a sequence. So if I show you, a very simple sequence, you should grasp it very quickly. So there we go, simple sequence of text. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I click submit, I've got a pretty good idea what it thinks is going to come next. So if we do that, it looks at what it understands. I'll stop it before it goes mad. It looks at what it understands about this language, and it says, well, actually, very commonly, if I see a list that starts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the next string I'm likely to see is 6. And then looking back again, the next one I'm likely to see is 7, and so on. That's how it works. It is that simple, and it's that easy to play with. So you can come up with whatever you want. I'll stick with another really common, obvious one. If I did something like once upon a time, and said, what do you think comes next? It's going to have a think, and it's going to come up with something. So every time you hit this, it's going to use some credits. As I say, you get $18 worth of credits, and they do go quite a long way. Have a really good play. A couple of things I'll tell you. So one is, it's not going off and finding this bit of text and copying it. If I take this string or part of this string, let's say, and I go off and I'm going to search Google for that in quotes, that string doesn't exist on the internet already. So OpenAI has made that up. It's not just regurgitated it from elsewhere. So that's worth bearing in mind, and you can come up with whatever you want. Temperature is a good thing to play with. Temperature controls how random the responses are. So if we lower it, we're going to get very predictable responses. The closer it goes to 1, the more random those are likely to be. And we can look at what the maximum length we're going to return. So how the number of tokens that are going to get returned. So a token is roughly 4 characters of English text. So that's how it works. When I do once upon a time, it says, well, what's the most likely next token? It says it's probably going to be there, and it's going to, what's going to follow that is probably going to be an E. But just have a play. If you come up with something you really like, you can actually view the code and start looking at, in chosen language, how you would turn that into an application. But just in terms of understanding OpenAI and GPT-3, and what it can do. It's really good just to have a good play in the playground. I hope that helps. I hope that's of use. If anyone comes up with anything interesting, I'd really like to hear back and see what you're doing with it. Until then, enjoy playing.